Hello everyone, this is AB Creative. I hope you're all good. In today's video we are going to be using some cupcake molds to create a wonderful abstract painting of flowers. We are also going to have fun printing with real plants. I wonder how many of you watched The Great Switcheroo Part 3 when I was using those cupcake molds, and I really fell in love with them. I knew I'll be coming back and doing something else with them. So this is the plan today, and the paints that I'm going to use are only these. We've got pearl white, Mars black, titanium white, silver, and the only hint of color I would say would be Payne's grey. I've already mixed my paints. If you want to watch me mixing with all the diagrams and proportions, I encourage you to go to the last section of this video. Okay, so shall we start? Oh, this is Arteza's canvas. 11 by 14. Nicely taut. Oh, like a drum. Okay, so background. I am going to use titanium white and a bit of black, and I will create different tonal values, different greys. I might use the pearl white as well, why not? So this will be the darkest, and this one just a hint. It's a pretty light, looks like silver actually. And this one. So I've got my mid greys, lighter grey, mid grey, and the darkest grey, and black. You can see the consistency. It's a nice uninterrupted stream and just a really small build-up. So I am going to layer my paints. I'll start with the darkest. So I'm planning some kind of vegetation at the bottom. Haven't really thought how exactly I want to do it. So a bit of black at the very edge. So I don't want that much black. I think that's enough. Now this doesn't have to be perfect. I definitely don't want too much paint because I'm going to put my cupcakes on the background, and the cupcakes will be full of paint. Just spreading it. Okay, I think we are ready for the lightest part. That won't be too much. I know many of you are thinking, why isn't she wearing gloves? Well, believe me, I always think about it, and then I prefer just touching the paint. It's just me, sorry. So I want my plants and my stems coming out from, well, something resembling grass or leaves. So I am going to put a bit of this Payne's grey here. And it does look like blue, doesn't it? Love the colour. I'm not too worried how I'm applying it now. So this is going to be Payne's grey, a bit of silver, and a bit of black. Don't want too much black, but just a bit. Probably one of my favourite colours, the blues and the greys and silver. Now I'm going to add a bit of white here, and I'm going to swipe the bottom. I did make a similar painting a few months ago. There was the poppies, if you want to see. I'm going to swipe with just a regular tissue. I'm going to spray it with water. There is no silicone anywhere. I am not planning on having lots of cells, not at all. Oops. I think it looks better when I swipe from the grey, doesn't it? I'm just touching a bit of this grey paint. Let's torch it. So the background is almost ready. I'm just going to throw away these. I quite like just the hint of blue here. I just wonder whether I should make some stems or not. I'm a bit torn at the moment. But let's just do the cupcakes because the paint is getting dry. Okay, so we start with titanium white. I'll put titanium white bottom color on all of them, and then each one will be just random. Okay, how about Payne's grey? I think my white was a bit thicker. How about some silver now? Aren't they pretty? Okay, shall we use some black? I've noticed I'm doing them the same way. Maybe I should put different colors on each. Let's make them slightly different. So this one will have a bit of dark grey. Oh, that was fast. How about, which one is going to be, this one is going to be the biggest. So this one is getting some more pearl white and then some black in the middle, and that's it. I'm just finishing this one off with a bit of black. Look at these, aren't they gorgeous? Let me take a needle. I'm not going to risk anything, I'm just going to use a needle to lift them up. Start with this one. Yeah. Okay, this one. Oh, I'm so glad I didn't destroy it. Okay, and the big one. I love the pattern. I really love the pattern. Awesome. Okay, so what shall we do now? How cool are these? I'm so glad. They look beautiful. I was going to do a reverse dip with a tissue, but I think they're just too pretty. How about me just adding middle, one color for the middle and leaving them like this? What do you think? Oh, I wish you could tell me. White, black, or Payne's grey? Well, after quite a long deliberation, I think I am going to just add this navy blue in the middle. If I don't like it, I'm going to drag the patterns inside. But at the moment, I was so happy. I don't want to Oh no, what am I doing? I just don't want to disturb the patterns. One color. I wonder if it's going to spread. I'm going to add some blue stems. So I'm just dragging some of the darker color. Now, I wonder whether they're going to dry like this. Well, we'll see. At the moment, I'm not sure. You can see that the paint is sort of dripping a bit down towards me. I think I might add some faint flowers at the background, but I'm not going to use the molds again. I am just going to make some drops using the end of the paintbrush. So we can imagine that these will be the baby ones. So I've decided to keep them like this. I was planning a dip, seriously, I was planning a dip, but then once I saw those patterns, I just couldn't resist. Next time I promise to try the molds and do a dip. Okay, so at the moment they look like this. This is 2 days later, and I must say that these insides and the petals dried up so beautifully. Just have a look. You see, I wonder if you can see how flat this area is. Just no bumps, anything. So I wasn't sure. I thought maybe they will crack or something, but absolutely nothing. So that's great. I'm going to try and print something in the background. To do that, I'm going to use frisket paper and cover my flowers, because I don't want to print on top of them. I want to have some shapes, some leafy shapes behind. So this is the frisket paper, and I'm cutting a circle. Because the whole painting is dry, even if I don't like my print, because I can just wipe the print off. One done. I'm not going to stick it really hard down because there's no point. I just want to be able to peel it off very easily. That's the smaller one. It's a bit more elongated. So I'm going to print the leaves as they are. You'll see in a minute. Got a piece of paper to try them out first. We'll see which ones I like most. Now I've got a roller. I borrowed it from work, but you can buy them in any art shop or online. So you can use a roller if you want. And then let's try them out. I could just dab it like this, but then my hand will be dirty, so you can do it this way. You can just dab it, use a piece of paper. So you can roll it, or just dab them and see what patterns we get. Oh, how pretty. These were some nice patterns, but I think it's too big, so let's try this one. This one's got very interesting stripes. Oh, that's nice. And these. I think, just looking at it, I think this is what I'm looking for. That's what I want. So once you're confident, you've got the right amount, not too much, not too little, just like this, you can proceed. One here. This one is going to be darker because it's here on white. Look at this. Isn't that awesome? And I'm going later on to add some white on top, and maybe I will use one of these as well. Just never be afraid to experiment. Experimenting is the best. Okay, this one is a bit bigger. Where shall we put this one? Now you see why I covered the middle parts, so I can get some leaves behind as well. One here. I really like these patterns. I was going to try this one. Oh, but I think I put too much paint on it. I'm just having fun. I love printing. Oh, I do like that. After all, this is definitely my favorite. To finish it off, I think it would be nice if I added some white little imprints here on the darker area. And I've got these. I'm going to try these. They're a bit withered now. I'm just going to use my brush some white on. Remember, we can always wipe it off if it doesn't work well. Okay, where shall we put it? How about somewhere here? Can always wipe it off if I don't like it. I think it's quite nice. Here it probably won't be seen much, but I'll still just add a bit. Okay, we'll see a bit of white, that's fine. Quite like it, so I might add one here. That's not much. And yes, you can definitely paint it, but I think it's got such an organic feel if it's not perfect. Little white plant. This is definitely the winner. The very last thing, I find some just average grass, but I like those blades. The only difficulty is just putting it down so it doesn't move. I was supposed to add stems here, but I completely forgotten. I can peel the frisket paper off. I actually didn't mess the flowers too much, just a bit here, but it was just in case. Just a little bit. This one wasn't really touched by anything. It peels off really easily without taking any paint off. It's not sticky. I don't have any residue left, so that's good. And now for the final piece. So these flowers were so much fun to make. I love the petals. It's the dark one. And I'm still speechless that there are no cracks and nothing. So smooth. And we've got some of my plants. As I said before, I really love printing. I do quite a lot of monoprinting and lino printing. Printing with plants is so much fun. It's a very different painting to what I usually do, I must admit. Don't know what to call it. Some funky flowers, monochromatic. You can find the links to the products I used in the description of this video. That helps my channel if you use the links at no extra cost to you. Thank you very much for those people who donated during the premiere. I'm really grateful. That helps me make some new videos. Well, I hope you enjoy the process and you like the final piece. If you do, please press like and don't forget to subscribe and click the notification button, so then you will always know when my new video is coming up. And please join us during the premiere on Saturday, where I chat to my lovely subscribers and we have lots of fun. Well, thank you so much for watching. Bye bye. Well, I make my own pouring medium, which is half water, half PVA glue. Another name for PVA glue would be Elmer's glue or wood glue. Then I mix my pouring medium with paint. 2/3 of medium, 1/3 paint. In the end, I add a dash of floetrol, which constitutes 10 to 20% of the total volume. Now this is the right consistency for most of the pouring techniques that I do. When the stream goes down, as a tiny build-up disappears quickly. I call it the runny honey consistency.